The Absa Cape Epic is the most competitive mountain bike stage race in the world, with the top names in the sport, including Olympic medalists and world champions, all competing for line honours. We take a look back in time at a decade of exciting racing. In the early years, we saw some emphatic victories, with the dominant teams leading the race from start to finish. Karl Platt from Germany and Namibian Mani Heymans won the inaugural race in 2004, and the following year, it was former world and Olympic cross-country champion Bart Brenchlens, teamed up with Belgian Roel Paulison. 2006 was the first year we witnessed the firepower of Swiss rider Christoph Sauser. Riding with Silvio Bundi, they won by the biggest margin ever in the race, 29 minutes. The fourth edition of the race saw in a new era, marking the beginning of the most successful partnership to date. German pair Karl Platt and Stefan Sam of Team Bulls beat Team Cannondale Friedestein, Jakob Fuglsang and previous winner Roel Paulison. In the closest fought race we've seen to date, the jerseys changed shoulders 4 times, reaching its climax on the penultimate stage, the Bulls ultimately the victors. In 2008, the race left Neisner for the last time before the new route format was introduced. It was Cannondale Friedestein's revenge year in the longest ever Absa Cape Epic at over 900 kilometers. But their dominance looked in jeopardy on stage 5 heading into Bredasdorp. After a series of flats, the two powered home on the rim, saving the day and the race. That same year, we saw the emergence of young South African super talent Barry Stander, the under-23 cross-country world champion. In 2009, Barry Stander and Christoph Sauser won the prologue on the slopes of Table Mountain, holding the yellow jerseys until stage 4 when Stander had a crash. In a much debated decision by the commissaires, the Songo Specialized team would dock a 1-hour time penalty for receiving outside assistance. The Bulls went on to win the stage, even after Platt dislocated his shoulder. The ever-consistent Bulls held on to yellow until the end. They repeated that victory the following year, but this time without winning a single stage. In the 8th edition of the Absa Cape Epic, all eyes were on Barry Stander and Kevin Evans to become the first ever South African winner. Evans's hopes were dashed with a broken collarbone, so it was up to Stander. In a dominant performance, him and Sauser took line honours, winning 5 stages, in direct contrast to the Bulls' performance the year before. 2012 saw a repeat from the Swiss-South African pair, and while this partnership was clearly on the rise, another appeared in decline, with Stefan Sam struggling with a thrombosis. This would be the last time we'd see him and Platt riding together. After the tragic passing of South African hero Barry Stander, Christoph Sauser teamed up with Olympic champion Jaroslav Kulhavy, taking an emotionally charged win in the prologue. They lost their lead after a mechanical, but midway through the race, Sauser and Kulhavy opened the taps and reclaimed yellow, storming to overall victory. They finished at the grand finale in Lawrenceford style, savouring the win, remembering their fallen colleague. Defending champion Sauser will be back in 2014, but with an unknown partner, František Rabon. Multivan Merida's Hamida and Van Hoots are dangerous rivals, as are Flukiger and Neff of Team BMC and Schurter and Base of Scott Odlow. And of course, there's the venerable Bulls, Platt and Huber. After a decade of racing, we could be witnessing Sauser and Platt in their twilight years at the top, being in their late 30s. They're both aiming at their 5th win. And with some of the big name contenders snapping at their heels, we're sure to see a fight to the line with the biggest names in mountain biking vying for the 2014 Absa Cape Epic title.